I got this theory that I call stage and the audience. Not even a theory, it's more of a philosophy that I call the stage and the audience. It illuminates not only great opportunities that we all have, but also the greatest tragedies of being humans. And here it is right here. It's two categories of people in life. And you can look at anyone you know, anyone you've heard of, and they all fall into one of two categories. Predominantly, they're in one of two. You got the people who look at, watch, discuss, and talk about other people. And then you got the people who get talked about. Everybody on this planet is predominantly in one of those categories. We all may spend a little bit of time doing each, but for the most part, each of us is in category A or category B. We're either talking about other people or we the ones getting talked about. And you can look at your own life and you know within 3 seconds which category you in. All right, don't be mad at me if you don't like the category you in. Be mad at yourself for choosing it. Now, here's the thing. The thing about the stage and the audience, this thing that I said, is that every single person on this planet has the capability. We all have something within us, some talent, some skill, some opportunity. We all have something within us that could, if we use it the right way and applied ourselves, will put us on that stage to where people are watching us, we getting talked about, we can sell our products, our services, our ideas, we can sell ourselves, we can become the show. We all have something within us that can make us that person that will be on the stage and have everybody else watching us and talking about us and discussing us and being fans, hating on us, buying from us, not liking us, whatever. We all have that within us. Here's the thing though, since everybody has it, why is the stage and the audience the audience? You ever notice that the audience is way larger than the stage? Why is that? That's because I would say, let's say maybe 10% of the human population. I mean, 1 out of every 10 people who's listening to me right now, 1 out of every 10 wants to even find out what could let them get on the stage. Now, I'm not even saying they want to be on the stage. They just want to find out, what is my talent? What is my skill? What is my gift? What is the thing that will put me on the stage? And when I say the stage, understand what I'm saying here? I'm not talking about being a performer, like an athlete or a singer or a professional speaker or a famous person or building a brand off your name. That's not what I mean when I say the stage. When I say the stage, I mean doing something that most other people can't do in such a way that people got to come to you instead of you got to go to them. That's what I mean when I say the stage. I'm not talking about you trying to get known, because not everybody wants that. And that's okay. Not everybody, I don't want everybody wanting that, because if everybody wanted it, it wouldn't have the value that it has. That's with anything in life. So what I'm saying is 10% of people just want to find out. They'll go and seek. They'll do things. They'll get knowledge. They'll get information. They'll ask questions. They'll try to find out, what is that thing that could put me on the stage, and like 10%. Now about 8% of those people will try to find out and they'll never find it. They tried, they worked on it, they got the information, they put effort forward, but they never quite found that thing, and they died without ever getting it out there. And that's messed up, but at least they tried, they put the effort forward. 2% of people find what that thing is and they put it out there to the world and they make an impact. 2% of human beings make an impact on the world through their own. 2% of people make an impact on the world, period. And it ain't got to be, I ain't got to add nothing to that. People who make an impact on this world is about 2 out of every 100. 8 out of 100 try to make that impact, but they never quite find it. The other 90, they don't even try. They don't even want to. Now, why that is, you could ask yourself. I mean, you might have your own theories. Maybe you read a book about it. Maybe you'll write a book about it. Maybe I'll write a book about it. The thing is, I've already written a book about it. Here's the thing, though. We don't need everybody to want it. We don't need everybody to even want to try to find out. And I'm going to tell you why. You know why that 90% needs to stay 90%? The 90% that makes up the bottom of the pyramid, the masses, the average. You know why we need that 90 to stay to 90? Here's why. Y'all know the rules of supply and demand, right? We know that when supply is low, demand is high. And when supply is high, demand is low. So the less that something's available, the more people want it. Or the more valuable we see it as. Let's put it that way. Many of you ever stood on a stage before in front of an audience of people? And it doesn't have to be in no Yankee Stadium. You could be on a stage in a library, but you're the one standing up and everybody else is sitting down watching you. That's a stage. If you post on your social or your YouTube or your website or your blog or whatever you do, you give a speech. And there's a room of people or an audience of people who are subscribed or they come to listen to what you got to say. It could be 100 people, it could be 1 million. That's a stage. You ever been on a stage, you notice something. There are way more people in the audience than there are on the stage. And the size of the audience, the capacity of the audience is way larger than the capacity for the stage. Everybody who's in the audience couldn't fit on the stage even if they wanted to. Why is that? Because most people would rather, going back to what I said at the beginning, most people would rather spend their lives and their most valuable resource, which is time, talking about watching and living their life vicariously through other people than they would to become that person. Most people would rather stay in the audience than ever step on the stage. Not because they're actually, I got to think about why that is. There's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons why. One is people don't want to expose themselves and possibly be ridiculed or critiqued or just watched because they're thinking what everybody else would be thinking. A lot of people don't want to step on the stage because they're afraid of failing on a large scale, and if everybody knew about it, they'd be embarrassed. A lot of people don't want to step on the stage because once you step up and show what you can do, now everybody's looking at you like, all right, do it again. Now you got responsibility on your hands. Now you got to be disciplined. Now you got to be a professional. Many people don't want to step on the stage because of the baggage of what they think comes with standing on the stage, even though they have no idea what comes with it because they done spent their whole damn lives sitting in the audience. So the question for you is, which one you going to be? The 10% who at least tries to find out, how can I get on that stage? Or you going to be the 90% who finds a comfortable seat in the crowd and stays there for your whole life? I mean, listen, I don't think everybody who's watching this should take this advice and try to become part of that 10% who tries to get on the stage. I'm not saying everybody should do it. Maybe out of if 100 people watch this video, maybe 10 of you will go after this, or you already going after it. That's the reason you still listening, because you're nodding your head like, yup, I know exactly what you're talking about. Some of you never even thought of this, and maybe 1 out of 10 of y'all is gonna be like, you know what, that makes sense. Let me try that. The other 90% of y'all, you're like, what the fuck is he talking about? That don't make no sense. Fuck this dude. I ain't never heard of him. And you're gonna go right back to being in the audience because, listen, honestly, no, nothing personal. That's where you belong. The stage wouldn't be the stage if everybody was on it. Listen, you ever stood on the stage before and you looked out at the audience in front of you? If everybody in the audience was also on the stage, then the stage wouldn't matter because everybody's on the stage. There's nobody to perform for. The thing that makes performing fun is the fact that you got all these people in the crowd watching you. But if everybody in the crowd was standing on the stage, then we ain't got nobody to perform for. There's nobody watching. Everybody's trying to perform. So we need the masses. We need the people at the bottom of the pyramid. We need the average people. Because if they didn't exist, then the stage wouldn't have the value that it has. That's the supply and demand. Work on your game. Marinate on that.